Okay, so this is hopefully going to be quite a quick one. So yesterday I did a video saying that I was preparing for mediation, which was going to be this Thursday for Jane's EHCP for refusal to assess. So we're not even at like the start of the process really. 5 months into the journey, well, 5 years into the journey, five months since I made a parental request for an EHCP. It was turned down in February, so I applied in January, turned down in February. First spoke to a mediator, had like a mediation call in March. They went way beyond the 30 days of giving me a date because they used a couple of stupid excuses. The first one was that it was the Easter holidays, irrelevant. Second one was that they were waiting for professionals to come in. So yeah, mediation should have been in 2 days' time. Last week we had CCN in, which is how do you explain CCN? Complex communications team. I don't know whether that kind of varies across the country. Around here, yeah, it's complex communications autism team. They are specialist teachers, but they specialise in more the like smaller cues of like anxiety and the way the children struggle and those kind of things that teachers don't always necessarily pick up on. So yeah, they came in last week and they were rushing the report through because they wanted the report before the mediation. I also spoke to Sendias last week, which kind of like the legal side. So she had offered to, I didn't even ask her to, she'd offered to attend my mediation. And so I made sure that I didn't just email, I could have just emailed the mediator and just said, can you add on Sendias? But I've replied to all to make sure that the LA straight away saw that Sendias were going to be in the mediation, purely because the reasons that they had given weren't lawful. So they would have known once they saw Sendias were going to be there. I'm not someone they can talk down to. I understand the system enough that I knew that they were breaking the law. So yeah, last night I got an email at, it was like 8 o'clock, 8:30, from somebody fairly senior in the local authority saying, unfortunately, the person that was meant to attend, I don't know why they didn't just say I've changed the decision, a great big paragraph saying, unfortunately, the person who was going to attend your mediation is off sick. They all do stress, then they leave. That's just, they don't cope at Worcestershire, they're terrible. So yeah, they said that she couldn't attend. Unfortunately, she couldn't attend herself because she had prior commitments. And then she put, I have looked into your case. Due to new evidence, which I presume, like, you know, the report from last week, which I've read that report, and it's not brilliant. It's not anything, it's not by any means anything more significant than the previous evidence. So that's rubbish. Yeah, so it literally just said that she was overturning the decision and that it would go before panel at the end of the month, and providing the panel accept it, then at the end of this month, start of next month. Will they be on? Yeah, no, she's put that it would start. Yeah, that's half term. It'll be the week after. She's put the 30th of May for the assessments to start, but I'm pretty sure that's the start of half term. Anyway, regardless, decision's overturned. As simple as that. Easy as that. 5 months wasted. Could have done this in, you know, they could have done this when they first looked at it. They could have just agreed. I don't understand why they waste so much of their own time or their money, because, you know, it could have gone to tribunal. I'm glad, obviously, at this point, I'm glad that I chose mediation because it was such a gamble, and I was always told it was 50-50 because it is purely on whether they overturn their own decision, not obviously if you go as far as tribunal, it's a judge's decision, and then obviously that's going to go in your favour because parents are always right. No, it's not as simple as parents are always right, but if you've got to this point of applying for an EHCP, your child needs an EHCP. So them trying to put it off, trying to come up with these stupid excuses, it's pointless. So yeah, it was always a gamble going down the mediation route, but although it's not, well, we're probably 2-3 months off what it would have been for tribunal, so it is a big difference. And yeah, hopefully now the ball will get rolling. They'll send more professionals in, do all their assessments, blah blah blah, and then hopefully, where are we now? May, June, July. Yeah, the start of the next academic year, his EHCP probably won't be finalised, but we'll be getting towards that point because obviously the summer holidays will come in, and yeah, so we've got a couple of months to get it all started, and then the chances are it'll be kind of October maybe when it gets completed. that might be optimistic. I don't know. By the end of this actual year, like the end of this academic year, it won't be, but by the end of this actual like calendar year, he will have an EHCP. Fingers crossed, because it's still, there's probably, I don't know, 10% or something where they do assessments but don't issue. Or obviously we might go back to media. There might be things, it might not be good enough when they first draft it. You might have to get backwards and forwards and blah blah blah. But he will get an EHCP. It's like such a relief. I can't really put into words. I kind of regretted it afterwards. My initial response was just I was elated. I was so happy that I sent like a really nice thank you so much. I'm so happy. And then I thought afterwards, though, that is the right thing to do, because I could have said at the end of the day it was unlawful, your reasons, blah blah blah. It wouldn't achieve anything, would it? So the most important thing is working with them to get the EHCP right, because the EHCP itself, obviously, it's not just he's got an EHCP, life's easy now. It's getting every kind of little detail in the EHCP right, so that it does actually meet his needs, and so that he does get the support that he needs. Because this week they're doing SATs, which I think it's ridiculous for 7-year-olds anyway, and Ella's been so stressed about it. She's literally been like Googling and going on YouTube trying to find out like what they were going to be like and what to expect and things. Like, she's 7 years old, she shouldn't be worrying about things like that. But their first one yesterday was reading comprehension, is that what it's called? So like they'd have to read a passage and then answer questions about it. And Jaden went, oh, I got stuck on question 2, so I didn't do any more out of 22 questions. So Ella was like, but it was easy. And she was like, there were so many pages, and how could you just have? And I was like, shh. Like, for him to be sitting up, he wouldn't have even been able to start it. So what does it achieve making him sit through it? I don't know how it works once you have one-to-one, whether he could have... No, I suppose he couldn't really still have someone read it, because that would defeat the object of him reading it. I don't know. But yeah, sitting things that you are completely not your own level is stupid and pointless. So yeah, that's the update.